Let us execute an immediate, sweeping analytical vector shift away from the sun-drenched coastal hospitality networks, high society wedding layouts, and beachfront resort tracking grids, and plunge straight back into the shadow-drenched, calculation-heavy tracking grids of paranormal shifter romance, pack hierarchy politics, and the deeply protective world of alpha wolf sovereigns reclaiming their rejected mates. We are crossing the threshold directly into the dense, timber-lined wilderness sectors of Gray Ridge, exclusive fortified pack compound nodes, and the lethal analytical parameters of a highly intense, hyper-visceral second-chance tracking matrix with the alpha's regret. The exceptional, pulse-pounding fifth structural deployment anchoring the globally dominant, chart-topping Shifters of Gray Ridge series by the absolute undisputed sovereign of high-angst pack friction, faded mate subversion routines, and high-velocity emotional tension, Reece Barden. This high-stakes narrative tracking sequence delivers an exceptional look at a romantic and developmental crossroads where a fierce, underestimated female Omega asset running a strict survival loop, a powerful, dangerously territorial pack leader, and an absolute defense of a rejected partner's personal sovereignty metrics collide at terminal velocity. Let us map the strategic narrative grid. If you are an elite enthusiast of high-octane, slow-burn paranormal thrillers where a targeted, hyper-observant female protagonist must navigate an absolute maze of underground pack politics, forced cabin proximity schedules, and a deadly ring of active administrative or psychological gaslighting while running a blind survival loop inside a completely compromised shifter ecosystem, where an analytical mind uses deep instinct profiling, calculated emotional boundaries, and absolute primal stamina to outmaneuver an invisible predatory alpha landscape, and where the author utilizes an incandescent, arrogant alpha forced into an intense grovel arc to win back his mate diagnostic routine to test our hero's structural limits. This book is engineered to lock you in. Barden completely dominates the alpha regret meets defiant omega dynamic, capturing the heart-racing intellectual momentum, suffocating institutional paranoia, and heavy deductive depth popularized by genre vargs like Suzanne Wright, Patricia Briggs, Jamin Eve, and Kate C. Wells, while treating realistic pack combat logistics, complex biological alignment arcs, and protective territory tradecraft grids with absolute technical mastery. The narrative tracking grid zeroes in on the highly volatile, calculation-heavy baseline of our central shifter couple, operating under a severe calculation-heavy handicap of massive rival pack scrutiny, deep-seated lineage family rivalries, and a hyper-visible targeting profile by the territory's ruling elder capos. Behind their rigorous forest patrol footprints and tense den logbooks lies an intricate matrix of hidden biological allegiances, deeply buried pack secrets, and sharp, high-stakes tactical maneuvers. Our central female protagonist's collective defense mechanisms are locked down tight behind a lifetime of surviving original pack banishment, her entire analytical focus strictly consumed by monitoring sudden threat vectors from rogue wolf syndicates, parsing complex behavioral shifts from her powerful, cold-eyed former alpha partner, and shielding her vulnerable personal autonomy nodes from being entirely wiped out by a ruthless elite cleaning or territorial cleanup offensive. The spark ignites when an unexpected high-frequency structural anomaly breaches her active scanning perimeter due to an imminent threat vector originating from an aggressive neighboring pack and a complex web of faded bond realignments. She is forced back into the active jurisdiction of Gray Ridge and into a strict, high-stakes proximity alliance with the formidable, cold-blooded alpha who once broke her bond. To survive a lethal imminent feral hit order or territorial takeover, they are forced to share a guarded forest territory, only for a series of suspicious administrative sabotage attempts, targeted border setups, and calculation-heavy wilderness ambushes to threaten to permanently eliminate them from the regional roster. The official diagnostic metrics of the pack tracking centers flash white-hot when their joint public operations and defensive movements reveal that their alignment is radically, impossibly altering the shifter community's historical balance of power. The standard boundaries of routine pack compliance and peaceful mating protocols crumble, and our central protagonists run completely out of standard diplomatic escape vectors. They are thrust directly into an active, invisible war across the mountains, where deceptive old blood dynasties, highly manipulative elder councils, and a calculation-heavy underground rogue network launch aggressive countermeasures to permanently suppress their survival data stream. The tactical parameters instantly explode as their historical and survival warfare turns completely active, transforming the exclusive pack councils, dark forest paths, and private fortified cabin safe houses into a volatile psychological pressure cooker and a physical battle zone. Our protective alpha protagonist is forced to deploy his massive intuitive tradecraft, environmental mapping skills, and raw physical combat stamina to repair his perimeter and earn her true forgiveness before the next regional territorial alignment permanently deletes his progress. When deceptive romantic red herrings, corrupted pack ledgers, and calculation-heavy midnight ambushes launch aggressive plays to delete her path, her survival instincts engage her final deployment tracks. Every midnight archival excavation, every silent choice to stand off against an arrogant pack rival behind standard security barriers, and every intense moment of channeling raw, unyielding survival mechanics chips away at her reliance on original peaceful rules. What follows is an exceptional, high-stakes war of perspective, tactical position, and raw human grit. We watch the Shifter Elite's deceptive perimeters completely unwrapped as Barden reveals that the true victory requires more than just surviving an initial setup or managing a forced partnership. It demands an absolute, uncompromising defense of individual dignity, personal truth, and systemic survival against a cold, calculating machine of institutional hierarchy and alpha supremacy. While our central characters smooth over each other's psychological and defensive blind spots with devastating analytical force, creating a fiercely protective web of absolute loyalty around their union, a brutal series of close-quarters tactical confrontations and high-stakes evidentiary breakthroughs shifts the clock into its terminal phase, proving that historical emotional hazards have tracked them to their final outpost. To survive the impending locked grid trap and permanently secure her sanctuary, our resilient heroine must unleash an absolute, unyielding defense of her final boundary lines. It is a dark paranormal romance, alpha wolf suspense, pack dynasty family drama, and high-velocity contemporary shifter noir masterpiece that treats deep relational logistics and intense structural friction with elite precision. The tension here burns with a sharp, calculation-heavy intensity. We are talking about that high-frequency, one-whispered confession triggers a fatal forest showdown energy, where a sudden pause during an active territory tactical briefing, an unexpected shift in an adversary's protective physical posture during a high-stakes border confrontation, or a heavy, possessive realization that an elite wolf enforcer has completely mapped your personal coordinates carries massive structural weight. Barden writes with an exceptionally fresh, vivid, and beautifully blunt voice, perfectly capturing the cold metallic snap of silver traps, the oppressive, heavy atmosphere of a private pack vault before a major turf war, and the distinct, subtle scent of crushed pine needles, heavy fur, wood smoke, cold mountain air, winter rain, and pure, unadulterated suspense. What truly elevates this fifth franchise entry into elite territory is the author's unmatched ability to balance complex, high-stakes supernatural dynamics and genuine romantic power tradecraft, alongside a breathtaking narrative pace and deep emotional hooks. Our protagonists don't rely on unbelievable superficial Hollywood superhero action tropes. Their immense situational intelligence, strategic patience, and profound survival instincts match the complexity of the chaotic modern corporate and criminal underworld they dominate step for step, making their choices to risk everything feel profoundly authentic and deeply gripping. The pacing moves with calculated momentum, tracking intense conversational standoffs and breathtaking tactical breakthroughs before ratcheting up to an absolute, jaw-dropping conclusion that delivers total, earned advancement to their horizon. The Alpha's Regret is the definitive, pro-level upgrade your high-stakes paranormal romance and contemporary shifter suspense library demands right now. It is elegant, immensely fast-paced, and utterly unputdownable. It proves that when your entire sanctuary is targeted by a cold, calculating institutional monster, the most revolutionary play you can execute is to lock your perimeters, trust your elite survival training, and fight like hell alongside your network to rewrite the data. So, secure your personal reading sanctuary, review your emotional defensive perimeters, open your Kindle, and prepare to track the pack.